Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another episode of Kast. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about Monster Hunter Double Cross making it to the Switch. Now, as I told you guys, if you guys remember, a while back, and throughout some of my live streams, I've been letting guys know that it is my firm belief that Nintendo is going to announce Monster Hunter Double Cross for the Switch at this year's E3. And tell you what, I still believe that is going to be the case. It just so happens that Capcom has already announced it before Nintendo for Japan, of course. Now, as excited as I am for the fact that Nintendo Double Cross is going to make it to the Switch, which I kind of already knew was going to happen. It had to. It basically had to happen. But as excited as I am about that, I'm going to be bringing some other points that I find relevant instead of just like, proceeding on to be super hyped about it and super excited about it. I'm going to come up with a bit of a rant, which you guys are going to be surprised, and I think I'm going to get a lot of flack for it. And I know that a lot of people are going to come in here and just be like, just be happy that we're getting it. Doesn't matter when it happens. But it's like, guys need to understand, the reason why I'm going to bring this rant up is because, A, I'm super passionate about Monster Hunter, and B, I want Monster Hunter to have as much success as possible out in the West to ensure that Capcom continues to invest in that project out in the West as opposed to constantly treating us like second-class citizens, which is what has happened in the past. But before we get to all this stuff, let's talk a little bit about what the feature set is going to be for Monster Hunter Double Cross on the Switch. So, the visuals are obviously going to look better. I'm assuming it's going to be like 1080p. I mean, I've seen the trailer. The footage in there looks great and all, but I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be running at 60, if it's going to be running at 30, and also I don't know Japanese, so I don't know how to read the characters that they had on that video, and I don't know if they mentioned if it was going to be running at 60 or 30 FPS. They probably didn't even specify it, but it is going to be running at 1080p, so if you guys are looking for a comparison point of what Monster Hunter Double Cross is going to look like, think if you haven't played Double Cross already, because a lot of you guys probably already imported it with your Japanese 3DSs and stuff. My 3DS is not actually Japanese. But a lot of you guys probably already imported that shit, and you're probably already playing it because it came out in March already. I think it was like, was it 28th, 25th? Something like that. That's when Double Cross came out on the 3DS in Japan. As I was saying, if you guys want to have a comparison point, think of the mechanics of Monster Hunter Generations, or like I said, if you've played Double Cross, think of those with the visuals that we've had on Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on the Wii U. I think that is pretty much what you can expect from the game from a graphical standpoint. Maybe a couple of improvements here and there, but overall, I think that is the graphical fidelity that you can expect. Don't expect a whole lot more than that because it is not an actual super mega HD remaster. It's more like they're upscaling the textures to the maximum they possibly can to make it look good in 1080p, which is a good thing. Like, I'll be happy with a Monster Hunter that looks like the one on the Wii U with the current updated mechanics that we have on Generations, and that we're going to have even more on Double Cross with different styles and stuff so that you can explore and play around. It's nice. I'm hyped. I'm super hyped. You guys need to understand this. I did like a 6 hours live stream just yesterday because of how hyped I was. We were streaming Generations and having fun. But anyway, some of the cool features that this is going to have. It is going to allow you to import your save from your 3DS into your Switch. Now, judging from what I've seen on the screens of the trailer, it seems to me that you're going to be able to transfer your save from Monster Hunter Generations on the 3DS to Monster Hunter Double Cross on the Switch. That's what it looked like to me from what I've seen, because I clearly saw the logo for Monster Hunter Cross, not Double Cross, Monster Hunter Cross on a 3DS, and then the arrows pointing towards the Switch indicating that you could transfer your save over, which is cool. It's great, because that's exactly what I want to do. I want to grab the save on this 3DS and boom, port it right over to Double Cross on the Switch so that I can continue my adventure from where I was and just keep on going that way. Like, that's going to make me super happy, just straight up. The other really cool thing is if you happen to want to have a version on your 3DS as well, because obviously Double Cross will be coming. I mean, a lot of people are like, it's not been officially announced and all. Listen, it's going to come out. Double Cross is coming to the West. There's no chance. I mean, if this doesn't happen, I will be extremely surprised. Let's just put it like that. But you're going to be able to move the saves between your 3DS and your Switch back and forth. So like you can move into the Switch, play to the Switch, and then export your save back to the 3DS, just like that was a thing back in the day with Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on the Wii U and the 3DS. You're able to swap your saves back and forth. So that's cool. The other thing is cross-play, which unfortunately doesn't seem like it's going to work locally, which kind of sucks. Like, I really wish, like, why can't this communicate with my Switch? Can't be that hard. Sorry. It's like, I know it's probably really hard typing the line that's code, but I mean, come on. Put an effort, Nintendo. Come on. I'm sure you can do it. I'm sure you can make it happen, which would be really way cooler than just having to play online. Because, like, me, when I get together with friends, I want to play locally. I don't want to even touch online. Because like I told you guys, eventually, with how net neutrality is getting dicked over, online gaming is going to eventually suck. I'm sorry. That's going to be a fact. And I'm just future-proofing myself. Anyway, I don't want to get too deep on that rabbit hole. But as I was saying, it's like, it's going to be online. It's still better than nothing. So the fact that you're going to be able to play cross-play between Switches and 3DSs online was also something that I said was going to happen, although I thought it was going to happen locally. But that's not going to be a thing. But still, online, again, better than nothing. So the fact it's going to have cross-play, that's going to mean that the Monster Hunter community is still going to be existing. Even if across two platforms, they can still essentially play together, which is awesome as far as I'm concerned. And beyond that, obviously, you have all the features that you currently have on the 3DS. So you can play locally with your friends using multiple Switches, which is awesome. So if you play locally with friends, you don't even have to like pay the fee to play online with Nintendo and stuff like that. So that is cool. And apart from that, I don't think there was a whole lot of new stuff announced. I mean, it's basically Double Cross, all the features that exist in Double Cross, which, to be honest, I don't even know what they are because I want to wait until the actual Western release so that I can start talking about that stuff. I don't like going in depth and like starting looking into all this Japanese stuff because like I love Japanese games, but I don't feel like I should have to learn Japanese in order to play Japanese games. That's kind of the way that I feel. Either way, on top of that, just to give you guys an idea about how influential Monster Hunter is, Nintendo's stock instantly started rising the second this thing was announced yesterday. And as a matter of fact, it has achieved an all-time high since the friggin' Wii. Nintendo's stock hasn't been this high since October 2008, which again was when Nintendo was riding that Wii high, where they were just selling bazillions of consoles and just completely dominating the fucking market with the Wii waggle. Now we're going to get into where I think are some of the problems with this announcement. And I've said this at the start, that I was going to go on a bit of a rant after we kind of talked about how hyped I was so that people understand that all this rant comes from a place of passion. But ultimately, here's the thing. Capcom say they want Monster Hunter to succeed in the West. Right? This is what they say. They specifically say, we want it to succeed in the West. We don't think this should just succeed in Japan and all this other stuff. And it's like, okay, you want this game to succeed in the West. Yet, what do? You announce this game only for Japan. And we know it's coming out in the West. Most likely quite a few months after it came out in Japan. Which to me just shows that either Capcom is incredibly short-sighted or they're not actually that committed to what they've stated previously of having this game be successful in the West. Like, look, Capcom, I don't want to be the one to tell you this. I've mentioned this yesterday in passing in my stream. I don't want to have to be the one to tell you this. But listen, Capcom, nobody likes sloppy seconds. Particularly gamers in the West don't like sloppy seconds. You need to understand, 1 hour after a game has come out, it's yesterday's. I'm not even kidding, guys. Like 1 hour after something has come out, because of the way how the internet works, how everyone's connected throughout the world, the second anything comes out when it comes to video games, someone's already playing it, someone's already streaming it, someone's already showcasing gameplay. And if I'm watching, I mean, not I'm as in myself personally, but if a Western gamer usually is watching gameplay, he wants to play. I mean, if he's interested, he will want to play that thing right then and there. And if he knows that it's available somewhere and he can't get it, they lose interest like that. Like, I wish it wasn't like this, but it is. That's just a fact of how gaming culture has evolved. Like, don't shoot the messenger here. I'm not saying this is how I feel. Like, I'll play Monster Hunter if it comes out 2 years from now. I don't care. I mean, I do care because I want the game to succeed, but I'm saying I will play it 2 years from now if that's when it comes out, because I love the game that much. And I want to play it in English. I don't want to play it in Japanese. But ultimately, I'm in the minority. The big majority, like I said, they want shit the second it comes out. And if you're going to pull another stunt like you did, like you have been doing for Monster Hunter this whole time, where it's like, first it releases in Japan, and then when Japanese gamers are done with the game, then we bring it to the West. And it's like, how do you expect to succeed like that in the West? Do you understand that there's like riots right now if a game does not come out exactly on time? Like, I was telling people how while I was waiting for Vanquish to unlock, because I had a stream programmed and everything, and I didn't program my stream around the release date of Vanquish. It just so happened that it coincided. So while I was trying to figure out what was going on, why wasn't it downloading, why wasn't it unlocking, I go to the Steam page, and there was just like hundreds of people talking about, when's this thing unlocking? I need it now. It's like, this is the Western gaming culture. We want shit the second it comes out. It's just that simple. And the fact that they're probably not going to do that is, in my opinion, what is going to be a big failure for the Switch version of Monster Hunter. Like, please understand, I really hope that I swallow these words. I really hope that I'm wrong. I hope that when E3 starts, like, is it 3 weeks from now or something? Like, when E3 starts, I hope that I get proven completely wrong, and I hope that there's an instant announcement like, no, it's going to come in day in, same day, August 25th, West and East. It's going to be simultaneous release, which in the grand scheme of things, it's not exactly simultaneous because, let's face it, Double Cross has been out since March in Japan, so it's not going to be simultaneous. Doesn't matter what you do, but like, if you could at least get the Switch version simultaneously, you would buy a lot of goodwill from Western gamers. And the other thing is also that they're not going to be able to tell whether or not the game succeeded in the West, because essentially a lot of Monster Hunter gamers in the West are going to buy the Japanese version. So they're going to buy it on August 25th, and they're going to play it and all this other stuff. And then when Capcom potentially releases it in 2018, they're going to be like, oh, Monster Hunter didn't sell that much in the West. Well, no shit. Everybody already bought the Japanese version. Everyone's already playing the Japanese version. Why can't you understand this? You want the game to succeed? Launch it at the same time. See what your results are going to be then. I'm not even joking. Like, I think Capcom would be fucking surprised. I think their minds would be fucking blown if they would just like release this day and date. But it's probably not going to happen. Let's face it. And I just wanted to kind of bring this topic up, because as much as I'm hyped for it, at the same time, I'm disappointed because I get a feeling this is what is going to happen. And basically, I'm just rambling on at this point. The main point of this video is to let you guys know it's coming out in Japan August 25th. You can buy the Japanese version if you want to. Hopefully, I will be completely wrong and Capcom will prove me wrong and release a Western version at the same time as the Japanese version, but we all know that's probably not going to happen if we take a look at their track record. And it's going to kind of suck for us Western gamers that aren't interested in playing the Japanese version. But yeah, it's a good thing it's coming out on the Switch. I'm hyped. I'm glad it's coming out. It just kind of sucks that it's probably only going to come out in 2018. Thank you guys very much for watching. Leave me comments, feedback, all that kinds of good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one.